lot of division, a lot of fakeness in this truth. A lot of men present to be, brotherly, but really are not. And that works both ways. I was watching a video saying, how men are just trying to stir up against other men, starting to stir up something, make something out of nothing, make nothing into something. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of people directly take cheap shots at individuals. You know what I mean? Sometimes they think that's the spirit of God, but actually maybe the spirit of the devil. You know what I mean? Especially when that individual ain't do nothing to you. Now, you have individuals that do that. They you got a lot of two-facedness. It's going to be very candid, rat bastards, man. You got a lot of rat bastard individuals smile on your face, but really they never vibe with you. You know what I mean? And you got a lot of two-facedness, and it takes a lot of humility to tolerate that. Hold your peace, which is pretty much holding your tongue, to a lot of people, man, to really don't really like you like that, and they ain't gonna deal with you like that. But you gotta be humble, because Scripture says you gotta be humble. You know what I mean? And Scripture talks about relating to taking it related to unfairness. So that's part of that. Sometimes you need to respond sometimes in certain situations if it requires that. And for the most part, you have to really be humble and just take it on the chin. But you got a lot of individuals, the spirit of the Lord's on them or devil spirits on them. They like to take cheap shots at individuals, man. You know what I mean? Saying certain things, really directed it towards certain people, man. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Talking about they're going to do certain things, that individual needs to worry about what they're going to do. And let that individual you're talking about worry about what they're going to do. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what kind of situation you're going to be in. You know what I mean? Especially you walking with your two dogs named Fifi and Poo Poo up in the suburbs talking tough, man. Talking how somebody else is weak. You better worry about yourself, man. You better worry about what's going to happen to you. Because a lot of these guys, man, all these men walk from different forms of life, different backgrounds, different situations. You might not know about a situation related to an individual, man. You might not know about a situation, but you quickly assume about certain things, but may not actually know. You know what I mean? That's a lot that goes on, man. These individuals are talking a lot, making assumptions about a lot of things about people like that. Making assumptions about a lot of people, certain people. You might not know the situation like that. You don't care, and really, I get it. In the leadership position, you'll have to. You know what I mean? Each man in this truth is going through things, covertly, silently. They bearing it out to the best of their abilities. And it's not an easy walk. That's why the Scripture says, "For many are called, but few are chosen. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few." Most people can't attempt to do what a lot of these men do. Most of them wouldn't even dare to do it if they were ordered to do it. You talk about going to take the microchip. You better worry about you not taking a microchip. Because, just to be honest, none of us on this planet never experienced what's to come. None of us. None of us never experienced what's to come. At least not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime living on this earth, man. I don't know what I did with my past life personally. Many others don't know what they did in their past life. But I'm talking about the things that's to come, evils that's getting ready to come. So you better hope you're strong instead of knocking other people worry about they're strong. You gotta worry about yourself, man. This applies to me as well as anybody else, whoever it applies to. The point is, we do the best we can. The division, unfortunately, is part of this truth, man. Because if we didn't have it, we'd be up out of here. But it ain't how the Lord set it up. He wants division. He wants separation. There's a lot of men going through a lot of things. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Of course, we all are. Some are going through a little bit more. You know what I mean? Toughen it. And they're saying stuff silently tough to deal with it. Because that's their lot. They have to deal with it. Some people have a better lot. Some people have it. They got it like that. And others may not have it like that. Don't mock the ones who might not have it like that. Just for note. Because from just speaking real, you could be in that situation. The ties, the shoes can be reversed, where you could be in that situation and they could be in yours, man. But you got a lot of guys talking little dry, sarcastic comments towards certain people who they're really talking without saying it. But you know, they know who they talking it to. But the point is, man, you know, you got a lot of division. You got a lot of and that lets you know we fortunately and unfortunately we are the people, man. You know what I mean? Because no other people does that, man. Especially internally to themselves, man. Except a certain type of people, they do it mostly. So you know they have to be the Lord's people, man. Anyway, this is just something, I guess it would be a kind of, I don't know what you call it, that guy is saying, he's saying, give an example, man was homeless. Man in the camp, he's giving an example. He said, be here on time, be here. That man is homeless. He got stuff that he got to deal with, man. I'm just using that as a hypothetical, an example. You don't know what situation individuals are dealing with, you know what I mean? And they have to deal with the obstacles in outside ministry. And they have to deal with the obstacles within the ministry, man. Some men deal with it with more grace, others don't. That's the uniqueness and diversity. If everybody was given the same level, this would be too easy. That's why the Lord gives different measurements to different people, man. He gives a little bit more to some, gives a little bit more or less to others, man. So it kind of pisses me off to hear how you mock other people, knowing that could be you in that situation, man. But see, you don't care because you know you're not in that position, so you don't give a shit, man. But it could be, man. It still can be. That could be for me or anybody, man. So this needs to be said. I had to say it. You know what I mean? The point is, this truth is difficult enough. You know what I mean? This truth is difficult enough just by the spiritual naturality. You know what I mean? And you don't need knuckleheads to try to make it more difficult for you, man. That so-called call themselves brothers, call yourself brothers, but actually are really not. They don't deal with you like that. So, you know, like I said, man, unfortunately and fortunately, we are those people, man. Because a certain spirit is on these people to act a certain way, especially internally and externally towards each other, man. It ain't happened no other nations. No other nations ain't going through that like that. So it's the so-called, I'll talk about the so-called blacks and Hispanic Native Americans, so-called blacks, especially them, man, and the Latinos. You know, you ain't gonna hear that from these other nationalities, man. You're not gonna hear that. You know what I mean? Mother heathen nations ain't gonna do that. Anyway, this is something quick because Man in the Truth said last I was looking at a video, he says 3 sides to a story. There's your side, there's my side, and there's the truth. So one of them has to be the truth at the end of the day. And minding other people's matters, you know what I mean? That's very important, as Scripture says. Tend to your own business to the best of your abilities, man. You know what I mean? As Scripture says, mind your own matters, mind your own business, man. And for me speaking, because I heard like relating to water, you know, I mean, it ain't specifically me, but you know, that can say, you know, for me personally, you know, I mean, I could be better in certain things. I could do better. I'm a work in progress. You know what I mean? I try to do what I can do to the best of my abilities. You know what I mean? Can I do better? Probably can. Probably should. But, you know what I mean? We do what we do, man. You know what I mean? We do what we do. And, because this truth, we just trying to make it. We just trying to do what we can do to the ability we can. We fall every day, man. Righteous man falls 7 times. There's nothing righteous. I'm speaking for myself. There's nothing righteous about me. I'm just as wicked as the next person. You know what I mean? But I try to do what I can do to try to change what I can change. You control what you can control, what you can't. You gotta do what you have to do. You know what I mean? Without, you know, do what you have to do to the ability you can do it, man. The Scripture says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So it's a battle, man. That's why we on this earth, in this flesh, man. That's why we fight in this flesh. This flesh is our greatest enemy, man. You know what I mean? That's why we battle in it every day, man. You know what I mean? Some have to battle a little bit more than others, man. But we battle it every day because this is part of our punishment. Go to Jude talking about falling from your first estate and your immortality. You lost your immortality through transgression, through wickedness, through sins, man. So you were falling from that first estate, which is that renowned estate, that notoriety of being what? Immortal, being perfect. You fell from that, man, because of continuous sin, your wickedness, man. And collectively, our people, forget the curses, man. The curses is a consequence for continuous disobedience. We always had of our people wicked people, man. That's why we're in a state and condition, man. They always wanted to do contrary, against, contrary, be oppositional. That's why we're in a state and condition. And really on a deeper level, that's how it was set up to be. To separate from the wants, to have, the wants and the not wants, man. Call it that. So the Lord set it up, because this is the Lord's movie. End of the day, whatever happens, because the Lord allows it to happen, man. That being said, because this is the Lord's movie. End of the day, it's the Lord's movie. He's already preordained, pre-set up what's going to happen anyway. That being said, shalom.